My name Nick Wright. I got out of prison last year, May 13th. I did 8 years for a series of armed robberies against drug dealers. Like I used to be involved with like gang activity, pimping, drug dealing and all that type of stuff. And I got sent upstate for 8 years when I was 22. My release date wasn't until after I turned 30. In the course of my incarceration, all I was doing was working out and like still hanging around gang members and shit like that, but slowly starting to change my mind and my thinking because my girl was with me the whole time during my course of my 8 years and stuff. And I've been talking to lifers and everybody, and people was like, bro, like you gotta like switch up, like you a smart guy, you know about this, you know about that. And it's like, I was great at what I did, but it was a bunch of negativity. So I knew that, okay, as a businessman, if I can transform from illegal to legal, I can be successful. I got out, I immediately got me a job. I think it was like less than 2 weeks of being out. When I got out, I'm not gonna lie, I went to Seaside, I went to Dallas, hung out with some family and whatnot. And my last day in Dallas, I said, okay, I'm gonna apply for a job. So I went to a temp agency, let them know what type of job I was looking for. They set me up with the same company I'm with right now through the union. You know, this, hey, you work there for 30 days, show up on time, this and that, they'll hire you on. And mind you, in prison, we gotta show up for work every day for 30 bucks a month, 50 bucks a month. So like, that's nothing to me. So I'm working, showing up, and my girl had a car, and I kind of wanted my own. And a friend of mine was like, hey, I might know a spot where you can get a car. So I go to the car lot, I'm talking to the guy, and he's the one that ended up putting me with Fresh Out. He said, hey, you know, you fresh out? I'm like, yeah, I only been out like a week, 2 weeks. He's like, man, I know a guy, you know what I'm saying, to give you like a free gift card right now just for being out. You know, me, I'm like, okay, free money, I need that. So I meet up with Larry. You know, Larry hears my story. He's like, hey, you know, we got Fresh Out, we got meetings every Thursday. It's through the Zoom because of COVID, can you make it? And I'm like, yeah, I ain't really doing too much. I don't go to work until at night, so yeah. So I start going to the group, start going to the meetings and whatnot, and hearing people's stories and seeing what's going on, it felt like this is what I needed. Larry had plugged me with Organ Change Clinic, who helped me get my my DUI treatment. But Fresh Out also helped put a large down payment on my DUIs. Like I owed over like 9 grand on tickets, you know, because they went to collections while I was locked up, so they stacked up. He helped me put that down payment on so I can get on a payment plan, which I pay myself every month. And Larry was like, man, you go to the place, pay them, you know what I'm saying, for the classes, they cheaper than everybody else. Mind you, I went there to the classes, and the things that I was doing, they helped me get my license quicker. I went through DUI treatment and got my license during the course of, what was it, through July. I got my license, I believe, in October. So less than 6 months, you know, paid for, all that. And it's like enjoyable. When you locked in that box, you don't think about all this street shit. You don't think about guns, you don't think about drugs, you don't drink. You might think about all the other girls and all that, but your main thoughts is like, man, I want to see the beach. Man, I ain't never been snowboarding. I ain't never kayaked before. You looking at magazines of like awesome stuff, like people like really living life. I've had more in my life doing legal stuff than I've had doing illegal stuff and not having to look over. If you on the edge, if you feel like you can't do it yourself and you need some help, Fresh Out is where you need to be. Fresh Out to save your life. Fresh Out to save your life.